everybody. Welcome once again to Infodumping with my friends. I am, of course, Venus R. Arvelez or Sega Sister, whichever you prefer to call me. And it's been a while since we've done some good infodumping. Of course, I am not alone. Introduce yourself, my
Oh,
friend. I'm sorry.
okay. So now I can say, oh gosh, that was awkward. Hello, everyone. My name is Pristine, and I've known Venus here for shall I say how long?
A decade now.
Yep, a decade. I did it back in the day. I was doing brony, a lot more My Little Pony stuff, and hence why you see my OC is still like Pony Sona right here. But I was open to request, and she wanted a fan art piece of her and Voice of Reason, and this was before they got together. So,
And we've been
so
together
I was
for
like,
9 years now.
so yeah, so I did a picture of her and Voice since he was the master of the Rift and all that. So, and so we got talking, and things led to another, and here we are.
Yep. Oh boy. So, what topic have you brought with us to discuss today?
Well, we're gonna, since today is a certain somebody's birthday, Sailor Moon, Usagi's birthday, we're going to be talking about my favorite anime, Sailor Moon, but we're also going to expand that and talk about magical girls in general, since I love my magical girls. Of course, I haven't watched any of the more recent stuff. I am that old. I'm older than y'all, so I'm old school. So uh, I'm talking about stuff from the 90s and early 2000s.
Oh, yes. Oh, I keep forgetting you're like my sister's age. And my sister
Yeah,
is in her 40s.
yeah, I'm 42. I'm probably the oldest female Brony I know.
Yes. Oh, before we get started, commission info for myself is on screen if you want me to write, voice act, or make this for ya. Anyway, let's officially get started.
By the way, I love the Danganronpa stuff. I'm a Danganronpa fan too, but we'll talk about that another time.
Yeah, if one of my friends wants to info dump Danganronpa.
All right, you could go ahead and start since this is your thing.
I mean, well, you're the guest, and the guest is the
Oh,
reason why we have this
well,
show.
well, I don't. This is my first time being on here, so I don't know how you do this. Do you want me to tell you how I got into it?
Yeah, how you got into it, talk a little bit about the history, promote the content you want to talk about, if you will.
Alrighty, okay. Well, I, I'm a child of the 80s, of course. I didn't know what anime was, as even when I first saw it. I didn't know what it was until the 90s. Like my first anime, I don't even know if you know this, Sega. I'm sure if you ask somebody like Silver Quill, he might know what it is. My first anime was a movie called Unico. Wait, Unico, The Magical Adventures of Unico,
Huh.
because Unico is a basically a baby unicorn. He's a cult. It's so cute. But
Aw.
yeah, yeah. So but you were lucky back in the day to get any type of anime in the U.S. Keep that in mind. So watched, whatever you got, you end up watching. So,
Mm-hmm.
oh, Sailor Moon, though, this is interesting. I think the reason the first inkling I ever saw anything Sailor Moon related, it was an ad for something. I
Mm.
don't know if it was for Sailor Moon shoes or something, but I saw this ad about these 5 magical girls saying each of the names of the inner scouts. I'm like, what is this? This is cool. And 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 the internet had just become a thing.
I
And
swear, once
I
my
mean,
kids got spoiled.
yeah. So anyway, I tried. This was like 1990. Yeah, this was 1996. So, and Sailor Moon had come out in 1992. So, so I was like, I tried looking it up, and even though you didn't have YouTube, you didn't have any really social media, still had people making these websites, and they had galleries. So I was seeing some of the manga art stuff by not by the Sailor Moon's creator or mangaka. Uh, see if I can get this right. Nayotaka Takeuchi.
Naoko Takeuchi.
Yeah. And so, I was seeing this stuff online, and I was like, "Wow, this looks so cool!" And then I wasn't expecting this. Now, my family did not have any sort of cable at the time. At some point during the 90s, and so, I just happened to be watching Sunday morning cartoons one day. Yeah, I was watching them into the 90s, and the first episode of Sailor Moon came on. I was like gagged. I was like, wait, what? And this was not Toonami. Sailor Moon did not start on Toonami. It got its start on syndicated TV. Because we only had the 5 basic channels. I think it was CBS. But believe me, I got addicted I got addicted really, really quick. But even though Sailor Moon's not my first anime, it's the one that made me into an otaku, basically. Because I remember the reason why I remember it was a Sunday morning cartoon is because because I remember when the episode you find out Sailor Moon is the Moon Princess. This is also the first time I saw anime where you had music within an episode. I wasn't used to that on any other type of TV each show before. Any cartoon, nothing like that at all. And here comes Crystal Clear Destiny, and they play My Only Love when Sailor Moon becomes the Moon Princess, and that song is on repeat in my head constantly. I could not pay attention in school the next day because of that scene alone. I was obsessed. That was the longest week of my life, waiting for the next episode. So I made horrible fan fiction at that time. I do not, I just became obsessed with it, and I eventually find out there's more scouts. I'm like, wait, there's more?
Insert Billy Mays here, but wait, there's more.
Yeah, I was like, wow, what is this? And this is also the first anime. It's not the first time I got exposed to anything Pride related, but you could actually thank Family Matters for that, because RuPaul actually makes a guest appearance on Family Matters. But it was the first time I was aware that this can happen. I was like, huh, okay, cool.
Hey, Cloverway. This is how you know that you're turning the lesbian couples into cousins didn't do jack?
I thought that was worse, honestly, because when we finally did get the third arc, because here's the interesting thing. You had the original dub and the original voice actors. This same group would go on and do the movies. The same group of voice actors. Actors. That's how I first saw the outer sketch. With the exception of Pluto, this is how I first saw Uranus and Neptune. I got the movies on VHS. They cost me $20, I remember that much, but I was getting them. I just started college.
Oh.
So so I got all three of them on a whim at my local mall. Uh, and this so yeah. But then of course when the third season came around on S you did have those change in some of the voice actors. Like Sailor Moon, I recognized the change in her voice immediately. I was like, that ain't the same yet.
Oh
So,
yeah, Lady
but
Valentine.
yeah, so oh, one thing I remember what they did specifically in the Super S movie, though, they actually changed one of Neptune's lines from their in the Japanese version. She originally says there are just some things that adults could do that kids can't. In the original English dub, they changed that. She says, "I think it's a silly idea. Life is full of different experiences from beginning to the end. So
Huh.
no, nothing subjective at all." So, but I think making them cousins was worse. Okay, I was like, I'd rather have the Yuri than anybody who could be like related. That's worse.
Insert Sweet Home Alabama jokes here. And I apologize if you are listening and are from Alabama.
Oh, that's okay. My great grandparents were from Alabama. I got cousins that live there.
Oh.
Well, I mean, for me, it's weird, but it's not uncommon. It did happen once in my family. My two great grandparents were like distant cousins, but I won't go into that. So, but that kind of stuff now weirds me out. It weirds my mom out. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got somebody in the chat.
Hello, Sugar
Who's
DJ.
is he talking to you? Who's easy to tease?
He has known me for 6 years now. I am very easy to tease.
Uh, don't worry, I won't tease you. I only tease the guys.
Aw.
My gal pals I treat just fine. I'm the only girl in my family. I'm used to teasing boys.
Aw. Oh yeah, going on the subject of censorship in Sailor Moon regarding, you know,
Yeah,
you can't see me on screen, but I did the nails thing. Oh, these two men are in a relationship with each other. Let's make one of them into a girl for the English dub. That'll work. Oh,
well, I did not.
This man is being flamboyant and dressing like a lady. Let's have her actually be a lady. Oh, these two sailor scouts are very much flirting with each other. We can't gender bend one of them this time. I got it, cousins.
And they didn't even. And the original dub didn't even have stars, because like, how are you gonna explain the starlights?
Oh, men that are. Oh, wait.
They're trans.
Turn into women? Yeah, no, we're not touching that one. Which is weird, because in the original manga, they're technically drag kings.
Well, Uranus is both male and female.
Yes. And in Sailor Stars, and then in the manga, like the Sailor Stars, they're women the whole time. They just pretend to be men in public.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But you know what? I wasn't. Oh, of course, when I first saw the original anime, I wasn't aware. I wasn't like the only like I only got the subtext with Uranus and Neptune. I really wasn't even aware of what was happening with like with some of the other characters. Like, I didn't realize Zoisite was like, because obviously Zoisite's original VA was definitely a feminine female voice, you know. So how was I supposed to know?
Yeah.
So but yeah, so when I found these things, I was like, huh, it gave me the impression that, man, Japan is a lot more outgoing than the US, when in reality it's like the exact opposite. Japan is a lot more, like, when I say conservative, I mean when, like, not politically, but like how they are,
Right.
they can't talk about that stuff as much. So I think they use manga as a way to get that out, because they could go as crazy and wild as they want. So obviously anime is like a byproduct of all that things they can't do.
Right.
That's what I think.
Right.
And it's rare for anime to actually reflect what Japan is really like. So, yeah. But yeah, I did eventually get around to reading the manga. It finally came to the US during the 2000s, and so I started eating it up. I couldn't afford.
I started collecting manga.
Well, I couldn't buy the manga. I couldn't buy the manga because here I'm a poor college student, so I just read it. I just end up reading it and keep coming back to it. But I was like,
about stuff they can't say in polite conversation. Look at Persona 5, calling out issues with authority. True.
Yeah. So that's definitely a good point. So yeah, but I think it's great they're allowed to do that still.
Yes.
Oh. But yeah, but I read the manga and I was like, why didn't this happen in the original anime? So my opinion of the original anime started going low, especially when you consider how they portrayed Uranus and Neptune in the original anime. I'm like, these are like totally different characters.
Yes.
Why did you do this to them? Why?
Thank the heavens for Sailor Moon Crystal.
I know! That's why I literally freaked out when Crystal was announced and that the creator herself was going to be directly involved, and they said, yes, we're going to do the manga. We're going to keep it a more faithful adaptation to the manga.
It almost makes me wish that the live-action series made it past the Dark Moon arc. I would have loved to have seen Uranus and Neptune being a couple in live action.
Well, we got that in Crystal finally, so.
Huzzah.
But yeah. So, I think I don't know if you ended up showing this. I got Sweetie Bloom allowed me to be in the Bronies react to Sailor Moon Crystal.
I remember that. I think I was I think for a while I was also a part of that.
Yeah, I don't think you and I were ever in an episode together, but I know I was in one with a voice, and that was the one that broke us.
And
episode 12 of season 1.
Was that the one where Shatano X Sailor Senshi OTP Shatano dies?
I know. When we first I was like I was keeping up with the anime because at the time Crunchyroll was showing the Japanese was showing the English sub on it, and I could watch it for free with ads, Also, I was keeping up with it, and when I saw that, and so when I first saw that when I saw that they weren't killing off the kings like they were, and I was like, wait, what? What is going on here? My first appearance in that reaction and group was episode 10. And when you first find out that the 4 kings and the scouts, when they remember themselves, oh my gosh. And here I am, all excited. I was not expecting them to live. I did go into this with this frame of mind. Okay, they're gonna die at some point. It'll kind of ruin the whole story from here on out if they don't, Oh, it was just the way it went down. I wanted there to be at least like a hug or a kiss or something like of the like.
Except, boom.
And boom, I'm like,
I remember Voice was laughing his ass off.
yeah, he said he was laughing his ass off. I think all of us were breaking, and he was laughing his ass off.
People
So it was,
taking pleasure in your pain.
yeah. So I watched a lot of Mooney's reactions to that episode, and everybody's was all the same. Pretty much, we were all broken. We all died in the day.
I also
Like,
I don't ship I don't ship the Four Kings or the Sailor Scouts, so I also laughed when they died.
I do die, Heaven. I've contemplated making fan fiction.
Honestly, I'm more of a shipper between Mercury and Jupiter and Mars and Venus.
Yeah. I was like, you probably do the shipping of the Inner Scouts. Then when you said you don't ship those, I was like, oh, she does the other thing.
Yeah.
I think DJ, what are you confused about? We're talking about Sailor Moon Crystal.
Yes.
Episode 12.
Let me say this about the original anime.
Yeah.
Oh, lyrics you just heard? Avenue Q, Schadenfreude.
Oh, I'm not hearing any music, so.
No, I just sang along. Just sang a song.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, original anime. It keeps doing not Mercury. It keeps doing Jupiter and Venus dirty. It takes 20 plus episodes for us to get introduced to them. And then from there on out, they hardly get a solo episode to themselves the way Mercury and Mars were. We get tons of filler, and then whenever it's time for one or the other to have a central episode, they have an episode together. Like, I can only count like one instance where in post season 2 where they got an episode to themselves, and it was during and it was whenever they were getting them, like, what was it?
Which arc?
Super S.
Okay. That's
With
the one
with Tiger's Eye and Hawkeye and Fisheye.
Yeah. Okay. The first half, basically.
Yeah.
I will say this: I've only watched. I finally managed to. I technically haven't seen all of Stars because it never originally came to the U.S. I read the arc. I had tissues. I was glad I had tissues on me at the time because, like I said, I only read it at the bookstore, so I had tissues on me. I was like, "You can't do this to me! You can't do this to me! Yeah. Why are you making me cry?"
Aww. Also, DJ, exactly. They got shafted. It's weird Minako was shafted when she was the one who should be teaching them. Yes.
I think they got. Now, okay. So, but yeah, that was 12 broke me, and but yeah, I mentioned at the end of that podcast I had a headcanon. I doubt it was ever going to happen, but my headcanon was, the Galaxy Cauldron that is brought up in the last season. I was like, can that be reborn that way? I didn't mention it there because it definitely would have spoiled the whole Stars arc, pretty much. But that was my headcanon.
Speaking of the Stars arc, when is Sailor Moon Cosmos coming out?
It's supposed to be out now on Netflix. I have actually never seen I have not seen Eternal movie because I do not have Netflix. And Netflix it's never been put on DVD. Oh my god. Being a Mooney has taught me patience, so I keep praying it'll come one day, maybe, because my family, we do not have the greatest internet connection, so we don't have any. We only have one streaming service, but we don't use that because our internet connection's not great at all. My dad has an Amazon account, so we automatically get Amazon Prime, but yeah. We don't have.
Meanwhile, so I have the entirety of Sailor Moon on Hulu.
Well, my family has satellite. We live out in a rural, like in the country. So, oh,
Not much access to streaming. By the way,
mhm.
check what I posted in the server. I'm gonna try to post this in the main chat as well. That is a website specifically for a fan dub of Sailor Moon stars, as well as other undubbed episodes from the original Sailor Moon dub.
Including I heard there was an episode where she uses her the one where she has these disguises.
Yep, where she uses
Isn't there one where she looks like a tramp?
and and uses her disguise to get into a nightclub. Yes.
Yeah.
I think they're in the process of dubbing that episode. Hang on, let me double check the
I
progress
think that's
on.
I can see why. I mean, I know in Japan.
Okay, do that one.
Okay, because I know in Japan, once you're 13, you're legal, but over here in the U.S., she's 14. Yeah, but I'm still excited that the whole. If I'm being okay, a little serious here, I do prefer Crystal to the original anime because yes, it's a lot shorter. It's a lot shorter. I could and I don't think the music is as good as it was in the original anime, but I think it does a better job of showing what the characters were actually like, and the story is not all filler. Granted, Sailor Moon, the original Sailor Moon, will never be as long as some of the shonen, thank God. But I do think it had too much filler and too much information. One thing I will give the original anime credit, I do think it was hilarious and more funnier because of the facial expressions. They had better facial expressions.
Zion Crazy, talk patience. Try being a British Sailor Moon fan because we have been screwed over big time thanks Toei.
Oh, I'm sorry.
By the way, have you ever seen the live action series of Sailor Moon?
No, I've never been able to. Which version are we talking about? Isn't there several versions?
No, there's only one official live action version of Sailor Moon.
Oh, you know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of they've made like live action musicals.
Yeah, you're probably thinking of musicals.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
I actually
because I saw
poster. Wait, go ahead.
I saw posters of that. I'm like, those are the coolest costumes. You know, I mean, this may not. I can't remember if this is true or not because I learned this years ago. But you know, Serenity's gown. It was actually the creator got inspired by a wedding dress. I'm like, that does not surprise me.
Let me look it up.
I could be wrong though. I am very open to being wrong about this one. But you know what else I found hilarious? Okay, for the third arc, which is probably like it's actually my favorite season out of the ones I've seen so far. I love it because of all the changes they made. But what I was not expecting, because I don't remember everything from the manga, okay? So, when Uranus kisses Serenity, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, I got shocked too.
I was like, was that? Because, like, this must be a trope in Magical Girls, because in a lot of Magical Girls, ones in general, at least the ones I've seen, the main girl tends to have, there's always, half of the time, there's always somebody that ends up, like, having a crush on her or kissing her besides her main love interest.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm glad Uranus says sorry for confusing you. I know you're supposed to end up with Endymion here.
Aw. By the way, I am going to send you... I'm going to send you the live action series so you can watch it
Oh, cool. Which arcs does it go through?
It just goes
Just
through the Dark Kingdom arc.
oh, okay. That's fine. Is it is is it more like the manga or more like the original anime?
The
Oh,
characterization is
thank you.
more like the original manga, but it does have its own story.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, okay. So I'm definitely open for it to be open. Like I've watched like I've watched other stuff that like really deviated from the original source, and I was fine with it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But on to magical girl stuff as a whole. What other magical girl stuff have you seen?
Well, around the same time I was getting into Sailor Moon, I was literally looking up other stuff, and this is how I came upon Clamp. Now, I'm going to say this right now. I have actually I did learn about Cardcaptor Sakura, but I never actually watched the anime. I end up reading the manga for. I only end up reading the manga, and then I watched the second movie. That's what happened there. But that's not my favorite magical girl from Clamp. People tend to forget about this one because it kind of overlaps with other genres too. But it is a magical girl. I consider it one.
Okay.
You ever heard of Magic Knight Raiders?
I cannot say that I have.
Alright. Oh, let me look it up, and I'll send it. I'll send you the WikiLeaks for it, so because it does a good job of explaining the basic premise. Of course, I could try to explain it, but
Is that the one I'm thinking of, Axe Zion?
No, I don't think so. Let's see here. Yeah, but I came across that. I can't remember how. I just know I was surfing the web and came upon it.
Oh.
I was like, I found a website of somebody who dedicated to it, and I just saw the art style, and I love the Clamp art style. It's very unique.
Oh, I see.
Clamp is a group of 4 female artists, right?
Yes. Okay, the art style does look very familiar.
Mm-hmm. But I saw the pictures and I heard that there was an anime out, and I wouldn't do this nowadays, but when I was, and this, keep in mind, this is like around 2000 when 2000 by this time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was at my in the mall at my store looking, and I already knew about this anime, but I had never seen it yet. And I came across I came across a DVD. It was the second volume of the first season, the DVD of it. And I'm like, I'm crazy, but I'm just gonna go ahead and watch it. Watch this one, even though I'm going out of order here. Needless to say, I was addicted by the time I finished that DVD. I was like, I want more. And so what I ended up doing is I buy the whole first season on DVD. It came in a box set. So for those for our one viewer. Oh, you have heard of Magic Knife Rayer. Okay, for those who aren't aware, who might watch this in the future, Magic Knife Rayer is basically about three junior high girls from Tokyo get summoned to this magical world of what's the name of it again? To
Which one?
Saphira. Magic Knight Rayer is about 3 junior high school girls from 3 different schools. They're total strangers, and they get summoned to this magical world of Saphira, and basically are asked, "Please save our princess." it, it's it's a it's an isekai. Yeah, before Sword Art Online, there were isekai before Sword Art Online. People tend to forget that. It has mecha because the girls eventually gain these powers to summon these mythical beasts and that turn into mecha. And it's very magic based, but I won't reveal it because, like, people talk about Madoka Magica being mind blowing. This one is mind blowing. I always say that Magic Knight Rayer existed, so if it wasn't for Magic Knight Rayer,
so Madoka Magica can run.
Yeah, it's basically one of those situations. There are 2 arcs, so there were 2 seasons, and I did read the manga. The first season is actually really faithful is pretty faithful to the first season. The anime of the first season is pretty faithful to the manga, but there are some changes, like one of my favorite characters. He's a love interest for one of the Magic Knights. He only appears once in the manga. At least in the anime, he appears like 3 times.
I see.
I'm glad they have him keep reappearing. So but in the second season, they definitely take a big, huge turn. There are multiple antagonists in the second arc, but none of them come across as evil, I would say. There's in the anime, there's definitely an evil antagonist in the anime. And I'm torn. This is one of those situations where I don't know which version I prefer. Because sometimes it's easier for me to prefer an anime or the manga. Most of the time I prefer the manga. But in this case, I'm torn. I like them both. And I did see the OVA, which is totally different. It has the same characters, but some of, I mentioned how at the beginning of the anime, the original anime, the 3 girls, they don't even know each other. But in the OVA, they grew up together. They are already friends at the start of the movie. So, and you don't go to, and in the OVA, you only see parts of Saphira. You actually don't go there. You're pretty much in Tokyo pretty much the entire time. What ends up happening is Saphira tries merging with Tokyo. It's an interesting concept. But yeah. Now, as much as I love Clamp, they are huge teasers when it comes to romance. At least in Sailor Moon, we get full-on kisses, you know? Clamp, they don't ever kiss. Magic Knight Rayer is the reason why I started reading fanfiction. I'm like, why am I not getting this? Why am I not getting... The only time you see anybody kiss in Magic Knight Rayer is between 2 side characters who are adults. And I'm like, why couldn't that happen? And there are confessions, too. There are confessions. But I'm like...
On the subject of fan fiction, let's transition talking about another magical girl show, and personally my favorite magical girl anime. And I'm actually planning on doing a video essay on this one. I'm sorry,
and what is
I
it?
was waiting for you to make a guess.
Let's see here. This is gonna be a full-on guess. Is it Madoka Magica?
Nope.
Princess Tutu?
Yep. It is Princess Tutu.
That's the only other one I could think of that might suit your interest.
Mm-hmm. I like even before falling in love with this show, I grew up taking ballet classes. I grew up loving the art. So I hear magical girl ballerina anime. I was like, you son of a bitch, I'm in. Oh my gosh, I was not expecting it to become as dark as it did.
Well, I think the show really took inspiration from grim fairy tales.
Not the
Like
Disney version.
like it definitely felt like a tragedy. I do like this anime. I think it should be watched, but I have to say it's one I'll never watch again. I did not like the ending. It's a good ending, but it didn't leave me satisfied. I was like, gosh darn it.
I have seen so many fan fictions or fan animations that are basically sequels to this anime, which have Duck turning back into a girl.
Yeah, that was my wish. I was like for crying out loud, why couldn't the other couple got a happy ending? Why couldn't Duck? Come on.
Yes. Also,
also
it's through this anime I found my first abridged series, Princess Tutu Abridged. It's on YouTube. You should watch it. It's funny as fuck.
Oh boy, I bet it gets a lot funny with the cat instructor. He's just prime material for comedy.
Yes. Honestly, I honestly, as funny as the show is, I laugh even harder at the bloopers.
Oh, yeah.
I find myself quoting Princess Tutu Abridged bloopers a lot.
Oh, I love bloopers in anything. Like I told you, I bought both seasons of Magic Knight Rayearth, and there is in one of the cases, each of them have a set of bloopers, and they're hilarious. I love that.
Oh, I have the entire box set of Princess Tutu, and yes, the blooper reel is there. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to forget one of the dang it! I'm trying to remember one of the bloopers from Princess Tutu Abridged, but I can't come to mind right now. Oh my gosh. No wait.
I will say one.
An incorrect quote. Like, my heart is pure, the purest of all. My eyes are a natural color, not red like hellfire. And I've got a nice ass. Yes, you do. It's perfect.
You know, one of my favorite blooper reels came from the main antagonist from the first season of Magic Knight Rayearth.
Oh.
Now, the girls, they're referred to as the Magic Knights, right? And one of the lines he's supposed to say is the legend of the Magic Knights. And this he has a very deep voice, so he ends up saying the legend of the magic sandwiches. Oh, sorry, guys. He sounds so serious with a deep voice, and he says that. Yeah, so it's good that they include that in there. It shows that the voice actors are enjoying their job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, page turn. By the way, what are some of your... I know, like, this genre has become so popular that even non-Japanese shows have dipped their toes in, so to speak. Winx Club is a Western magical girl show. Witch.
Yeah, I did watch. I did watch. I know I saw Witch, but I know I didn't get through the first season because I was too busy watching. I was too busy. What was the fairy one? Winx, yeah. And I only watched the first 3 seasons of the Winx, though. Oh, I'm surprised when they started including music in the pilot.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the pilot of Winx?
I have not. No.
Well, they did something very clever. Wings with the pilot, it was actually technically it was actually one of the last episodes of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
they
wouldn't
edited some
include
things in
Full
there
House
so
and
you
Vivian
wouldn't.
as
Yeah. So
Wings.
it was yeah, but it was only it was only like the but yeah, it was almost com but yeah, it was it and it had a music video almost. And I was like, wait, what? This is rare for a Western cartoon. Why is there music inside the episode? That's interesting.
Yeah. By the way,
But
I saw a video essay on Winx Club recently, just going over the entirety of the series. The 4Kids dub was better. There, I'm gonna say it. And here's the funny thing. Hang on, did I post it in cartoons? I did. Someone, that being the creator, did not like the 4Kids edit. And I highlighted this quote because you're saying, so you wanted your show to fail the Bechdel test?
wow.
Eugenio? I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. If not, I apologize. Criticized these adjustments in the 2008 interview, saying the Winx fairies cannot even talk about boys there. I think this removes something essential.
It's like girls' media is now, they're not allowed to fall in love anymore. I'm like, what's wrong with that?
I mean,
and if they are, it has to be with another girl.
You know what? Fair.
I mean, okay, I think it's wonderful you want to be diverse, but give us straight girls something too, you know?
I mean, it's not like the 4Kids dub removed the boys entirely. They just gave the girls something else on top of the boy stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I only watched the 3 seasons, so I was satisfied with what I got. I really liked it. Which is rare because this came out during the 2000s, like mid two. When did this all came out in the early 2000s, I think, or was it the mid 2000s? I just know it was during the 2000s, and that time I was more interested than anything anime related than I was Western animation, if I'm being honest.
Club came out in. I know the first. I know the very first Witch graphic novel came out in 2001. Okay, Winx Club was 2004.
Yeah, I was right. It was like mid 2000s because it wasn't early 2000s. It was like mid. Okay, so but yeah,
and
I enjoyed it.
Love Square.
I liked you know how like Prince Sky Bloom's love interest. Mm-hmm. You don't know he's a prince.
Yes.
And at first, that was a nice twist because in the pilot they I said it takes place near the end of the first season. In the pilot, they call him Brandon. But then when the actual episode comes out, they say,
"Oh, Winx Club was after Witch." Zion.
Yeah. So I was like, clever, very clever. I see what you did there.
Wait, what? What did
I do? In the pilot, there's a line where somebody addresses Princess Sky, but you don't know he's Prince Scott. In the pilot, they call him as Brandon because you know that the original Prince Sky ends up switching places with Brandon. You know. Did you ever watch the first season?
It's been a while. I have not seen the Winx Club since the 4Kids dub. I have not seen it since then.
Well, I haven't seen it in a long time either. I just remember that. That's one of the few things I remember was that plot twist. Mm-hmm. That who you thought was Brandon was
counts as a magical girl. Yes, it does, DJ.
When you got girls, they have transformation. It's a magical girl. Plain and simple.
Owl House is not a magical girl show. Amphibia is not a magical girl show. They don't feature constant transformation sequences. Like, if Luz could transform into her Titan form almost on the daily, then yeah, it would count as a magical girl show.
Yeah.
Also, it needs to focus on girl friendship and romance. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. Earth Defense Club Love? The Magical Boy parody.
Oh, I never saw that. I was like, no. I'm so picky about what I watch nowadays. If something doesn't get my interest right away, I don't watch it.
Here we go. Cute High Earth Defense Club Love.
But
I saw a couple of episodes. It's cute.
It has even gotten into the, like, gaming scene a little bit. Just a little bit. Like, you know what Otomes are? Are?
Probably my favorite genre of video games.
Yeah. Ooh, nice. Well, let's see if I can look this up real quick. But there's this. I had never played the game. I thought about getting it, but money's so tight, and I'm picky. And like I said, I'm picky. But I know whose website to look on. I'll look on Otome Kitten's website. She'll have it on there. Because. Because it came on in Discovery. Okay, it's called Paradigm Paradox. The main girl ends up being saved by these guys, and they can transform into magical girls. It's hilarious. I'm like, wait, what? And they do look totally female in their magical girl outfits. It's hilarious. Yes.
Magical girl saying "fuck you" to gender since the 60s.
You know, I did once look up what was the first magical girl, and I think Cutie Honey was. I think what was it called? I need to look it up.
List of magical girl works. The earliest one, Himitsu no Ako-chan, 1962.
Nice, yeah. So it's like wow. I mean, before Sailor Moon made it popular in the West, it's been around for that long. You know, it's crazy thinking about.
Since the 60s, and now the genre is in its 60s.
Yeah. Yeah, my mom was born in 61, so yeah.
My mom was born in 68.
But yeah, so
let's see. Princess Comet. That's another early one. Sally the Witch. Okay, Cutie Honey, a full decade later.
Oh, okay. I'm wrong. That was just the oldest one that I knew.
Oh, Codename Sailor V is counted. Yes.
Oh right, that is a prequel. I feel bad that I've never seen it.
Aww.
I really need to read the manga at least. But they don't have the manga in my bookstore anymore.
Aww.
They just have they're always gonna have Sailor Moon. They just don't Sailor V. But yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay. Next topic of conversation. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go for it.
Favorite tropes in magical girl works.
Obviously, besides the romance.
Outside of the romance. Yes.
Well, my favorite trope, and this is gonna... Voice might chew me out for this, but I always love the epic battles in the end.
Yes. The ones where they play the main theme.
Yeah, because I know he's not a big fan of the Deus Ex Machina moments. Moments in shows, right? For me, I personally don't care. But yeah, especially when you got the music going. You know when a song from the show appears in an episode, you know shit is going down.
Oh yeah, you know shit gonna go down.
Like, it is all awesome. So, yeah, I love those moments. But I also I like like of course I really do enjoy the character dynamics between the actual main girl cast, because you're always usually going to have the same type of girls. You're always going to have like
You're
this
always
wasn't
gonna have
true for
let's see. So the bubbly main girl, the bookworm, the tall cool the butch.
tomboy
Yes.
with like so
The mentor-like character, the boy crazy
the rebel,
one,
the rebel.
the rebel,
Yeah.
the one that
Well,
always seems to have beef with the main girl for some reason.
yeah, that was so. But yeah, you're always gonna have those kind of girls in any type of set. So oh, and I and this was definitely you always of course this was a very popular trend in the magical girl world during the 90s and 2000s. Not in everyone, but you always had you did have like a creature of the day kind of thing. Thing. Thing too. You always had to fight this one thing, and also and this didn't also always didn't happen, but another trope was they try to teach you a lesson at the end of the day too.
It was the 90s. We had to get a PSA at the end. I technically forgot that that the Powerpuff Girls anime adaptation is technically a magical girl show. I was just looking up tropes. I like Princess Tutu is listed under deconstructions.
Yeah.
Powerpuff Girls
Yeah.
Z is a parody. Although frankly, it is probably the best adaptation of the Powerpuff Girls, not including the original. Let's see. But yeah, the girl friendships are what make the magical girl genre for me. Powerpuff Girls Z is even crazier. Yes. Let's see. Silly hero, smart, tomboy, experienced, flirt, rival, used to be evil, turned evil for one arc, and only adult. That is true, DJ.
Oh yeah. There's also always this happens a lot, and I've seen this happen in a lot of magical girls. The friends get brainwashed and turned against the MC.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I am not going to like when that happens in Sailor Moon Cosmos.
Yeah. 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 It's awful. Let's see.
Oh, it turns out Sabrina the Teenage Witch is technically the American counterpart to Sally the Witch.
I loved Sabrina. Are we talking about the cartoon or the live action?
The comic, the original comic from the 60s.
Oh wow! Oh, I watched I was in the 90s. I was a huge fan of Melissa Joan Hart. I watched anything she was part of. So she did. There was a live action version of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and I watched that a lot.
I am trying to get into the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. It's alright.
Okay.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Oh, I am looking. I did find the Magical Girl deconstruction. They do. I have 4 favorite. There's one of my favorite mangaka artists is Arina Tanamura. I don't know if you heard of her. Or one of her works is on this list of Magical Girl deconstruction.
Oh, which one?
Well, I'm used to calling it by its Japanese name, Kamikaze Kato O Jean, but it basically means fan of the Jean.
Okay.
So,
fun fact Teenage Witch is why the gym leader has that name. Because Psychic Switch.
I see why it falls under the deconstruction, because I did watch the anime. I never got a chance to read the manga, but Yeah. What? Oh!
By the
I
way, do
forgot
not
another
read the
comment.
Princess Tutu manga.
Another common trope for all magical girls is always a cute companion.
The mascot. I mean, that's an
Be
anime
it.
staple.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Well,
Princess Tutu.
I think it was popularized by the magical girl stuff because you didn't have that in Dragon Ball Z or any early shonen of those shonen back then.
We had Luna and Artemis and Sailor Moon, Happy and Fairy Tail. I guess technically Princess Tutu herself is the mascot because she's a cute little ducky duck.
Well, it doesn't always have to be animal too. Like in Phantom Thief Jean, the cute mascots were all fairies, basically.
Okay. So there's Persona 4
or angels.
Here. I don't know.
And Madoka Magica, you had Mr. Contract himself. Let's see. Oh, I never got.
I remember that. I remember reading the books after watching the movie starring Tia and Tamara Mallory.
Okay, I am surprised that Magic Knight Rayearth is not in this deconstruction one. Yes. It is deconstruction. They did deconstruct.
I need to get back into reading that series. I loved that series when I was a kid. I need to reread it as an adult.
Which series?
Daughters of the Moon.
Oh, I never heard of that one.
A series of novels about 5 girls who are granted powers by the moon goddess Selene in order to fight off an ancient evil called the Atrox, whose aim is to end all hope and spread darkness across the world. Yes, but yeah, is the devil, DJ.
I never saw Kill la Kill. I know what it is, but I never saw it. No, Persona 5 is not a magical girl.
Poof.
Well, yes, it could be. If they only transform in that one area.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, I guess it could count. But, well, other magical girl shows I like are also Pre-Tier, Wedding Peach, the Mermaid Melody.
Oh, yes.
And there was one other.
I think I recall, trying to make a Spider Sona that was basically Spider-Man, but magical girl.
Oh, Tokyo Mew Mew. That's the other one.
Oh, yes. I remember seeing the 4Kids dub. That skips the first episode for some reason and skips all the way to episode 12. I don't know why I did that.
It's weird. I can't remember what I did first. I either watched the anime first or watched the manga. I think I did both around the same time period. And I really but I still say Sailor Moon's my favorite. I think it's because of the timing. I was very close to Usagi's age when I first saw it. So the only thing
has a special place in my heart too.
Yeah, we had a lot in common. The only thing that is different was I was actually good in school. But everything else, I was a klutz, I was a crybaby, I'm a blonde. And so, well, of course, I never dated either, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I dated once briefly when I was in college. It didn't last, obviously.
Oof. I will, let's see, as for my favorite magical girl anime, it would have to be Princess Tutu, but Sailor Moon does hold a place in my heart. Favorite senshi is where I actually got my name from.
Oh! Well, obviously Sailor Moon's my favorite senshi, but my second favorite is Saturn, because, oh my gosh, I found her story so relatable. I mean, because like, the bullying, sadly.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
But
someone
yeah.
actually linked me a U quiz on which Sailor Moon character are you. I got Princess Serenity. I'm actually
I
gonna link
probably,
this in the server right now.
ooh, cool. I probably will end up with, if I'm being honest, I think I would end up being either like, I would probably end up being either Jupiter or Mercury. Because I was both but, we'll see. But my favorite version of Sailor Moon is Cosmos, which is why I'm looking forward to. I hope to get to see Cosmos one day too, because my favorite Sailor Moon outfit is gonna appear finally. I'm like,
Yes. Honestly, I will say this: the live action series holds a place in my heart because it was how I really got into Sailor Moon. I was just browsing the internet one day as an 11-year-old, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, live action? I gotta see this!" It blew my little 11-year-old mind.
all right. So this is in the 2000s, right?
Yes,
I was in my
2004.
20s. I was in my 20s. Oh, I got a fun fact. This never came into fruition, sadly, but they but there were rumors they were going to make a live action movie of Sailor Moon during the late 90s. They wanted this one actress to play
Moon?
Queen Beryl, and she even made a comment about it. Let me see. I know who
Oh
is. I
wait,
can't
was
think.
this the Bond Moon, the lost Sailor Moon pilot?
No, it was going to be an actual movie.
Oh.
But let me see. Oh, let's see.
Apparently, this
I know.
movie now.
I know which movie that she was in. Let me look it up. I remember which movie it is. Oh gosh, what's the name of that bloody movie now that she was in? Because I can't think of the actress name that they wanted to play Queen Beryl. Uh, hey. All right, I'm just gonna look up pirate movies with female leads.
Okay.
Let's see. Cutthroat Island. There we go. Let me look that up now. It was that's one of my favorite action movies, by the way, because my dad got me hooked on action movies. Let's see. Who is Gina Davis? That's the actress's name.
Oh,
they wanted her to play Queen Beryl, and she made a comment on it, but it never really came into fruition. I'm like, man, I would have watched that for sure.
Yes.
Because she was like, she did get a bit popular during the 90s, so I was like, she would have made a great Queen Beryl.
Oh, yes. Oh my god.
I don't know if Disney tried to make it. I just know I heard rumors about it float around online.
Wait,
at
this
the
was
time.
supposed to be a Disney product?
I don't know. I just heard. I don't know who the creator would have been.
Oh. Then again, the reason it could have fallen through is probably could have been because Naoko Takeuchi just did not approve.
That's always a possibility too, and yeah. And plus, I think the show was still airing. Maybe. I don't know.
True. It was still airing in the 90s. 1994.
So.
It would not have worked out.
Disney's was still honorable back in the day. I hope you know. This is 90s. We had the Renaissance.
Yes.
I definitely would have trusted Disney back in the 90s. Now, definitely not.
Oh, yes, which was also Disney. I'm trying to read the graphic novels as they get dubbed in English. 20 years, they finally get dubbed in English. They finally get translated to English.
Wow. So, but Zion did mention. So was it? What was it? Yeah, Zion mentioned he liked Pre-Tier. I love Pre-Tier too. It's a short, sweet anime. It's one of the rare. I said that most of the time I prefer the manga over the anime. This is one of those times where I prefer the anime over the manga. It's rare, but this is one of those times because I did not because Pre-Tier decided to change the formula up a bit.
Well, some of them were adapted and translated into English, but it wasn't the full. It was never the full issue of the graphic novel. They were just adapted into straight up children's novels.
Ugh.
And even then, it was only up until issue 26.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. I just can't bring anything to the table with that one.
No, it's okay. Well, it seems like the chat's getting really invested. Any questions for either of us?
Yeah, I got loads of things I could talk about. I'm restraining myself though.
Aw. Well, usually they go on for 2 hours, but sometimes they have gone for less.
Mm-hmm. So I'm only. I could talk about Wedding Peach and Pre-Tier more.
Oh yes, talk about Wedding Peach.
Okay. Well, I used to be. I was actually well, when it comes to Wedding Peach, I actually came across it when okay, we got a question. Sailor Moon fan films on YouTube.
I have seen some of the Sailor Moon fan films. One of them was actually filmed in Long Island, where I know someone from.
I didn't even know those existed. I'm old school, okay? There's some things I stopped searching for. Like, I did become a total Sailor Moon weeb during the 90s and 2000s, but at one point I stopped, like, trying to actively search stuff out. Mm-hmm. It just came to me. Normally. Like, but I never heard of that.
Yeah, one of these fan films, one of these independent shorts actually has a song of mine that I've come to love.
What is it?
Let me see if I can find it still, unless they've taken it down.
Oh no, I hate when that happens.
Okay, this one has actually been re-uploaded.
Cool.
There is plenty of fan movies. I am linking the two I know the most here in the chat. Not in the chat, in my Discord server. If you want to see them for yourself, please join the server. Unless you're already there, in which go support these people.
Nice.
Okay.
See here.
Done by Megami 33.
I have read a lot of Sailor Moon fan fiction. It's actually one of the first one of my I know it doesn't exist anymore, and it's a darn shame. But one of my favorite she's now one of my favorite webcomics artist. She does this for a living. But when I first found her, I found her because I was trying to look up Sailor Moon stuff, and she created this website, everything connected to Sailor Moon, and then she started creating her own Sailor Moon fictions.
Oh, I remember the Sailor Moon websites from the late 90s and early 2000s. There was a
Yeah.
website literally called Sailor Sun.
Actually,
That's popular, Rosie.
yeah. Actually, she made a fan fiction about Sailor Sun. Well, the website was originally called Bunny's Tour through the Silver Millennium, and then she wrote a fan fiction and did art of it, and about her own version of Sailor Sun. And the second story she did, let's see, when it takes place after it actually does take place after the Stars arc, because it tells her own version on how the Silver Millennium, oh my gosh, my brain is fried.
Aw.
It tells us, it's her version on how the story of 30th century Tokyo takes place, how it came about. And she adds extra senshi in there and all that. And then she did 2 fan fictions based around Chibiusa. By the way, happy birthday to Chibiusa.
Happy birthday to Chibiusa as well as Sailor Moon.
Yeah, so it's basically how Chibiusa when she becomes when she turns 14, basically. And she starts taking the mantle of Sailor Moon. She isn't just called Chibi Moon anymore, Oh,
and do the Amazon court test become her guardians?
Yes, they do. Woo! And of course, we have more of a certain someone in there. Helios. But
yes.
what's cool is she creates another. The first part is how she comes into her own, and the second part is basically where she comes up against a new antagonist. And you know how in the original, how Sailor Moon's based on the original Greek myth of Selene and Endymion?
I actually
she had to
doing a translation for that for my foreign language class.
Yeah, the reason why and she did have 2 siblings. It's the reason why you had a Sailor Sun, because in Greek mythology the moon had 2 siblings. Of course, you had the sun, actual sun. So she actually made a sibling based on she actually made another princess based around Eos, the 3rd sibling, and made scouts
of the Dawn,
based around
right?
that.
AKA Aurora?
Yeah, the Dawn. Yeah, she made another Senshi group, and they show up and end up helping help Chibiusa out. So, it's really cool. I like that she did that. I was like, that's a cool idea. Unfortunately, those fanfics don't exist anymore. She took the website down and whatnot. Because, I guess she views it as cringe. Because I found out she and I and the creator were the same age, so. So I was like, man, she created a whole website and all that when she was basically a teenager. But yeah, those were my favorite Sailor Moon fan fictions, though. I love those stories. It's a darn shame they don't exist anymore. 5 years ago, she did a re-edited version of Sailor Sun, picture-wise, because she is an artist. That's how she makes a living, which is awesome that she's able to do that.
Let me see if I can go ahead and link that in the server as well. There we go. Oh, being a fan on the internet in the 2000s. In the 90s even. I couldn't even imagine being a fan in the 90s.
It was fun. It was definitely fun. I mean, it was a lot more nicer back then. I would say that too.
Mm.
Because the newness of meeting so many different people was like a great thing at the time, you know? So, it was definitely, I think, a lot more. You still had to be careful, but I don't think you, yeah, so. Oh, but yeah, yeah, I do miss those days. The only thing I don't miss is back in the day, you only had you did have to, you had the dial-up connection. So one thing I don't miss is the dial-up connection, because you couldn't stay on the internet. Like, I was lucky that my school had an internet connection, because like my family did eventually get an internet connection in around 2000, and my mom would say, like, Tiffany, get off the internet, I need to use the phone. And cell phones were barely a thing. They were starting to, but we still had a landline kind of thing, so.
Oh, yes.
So that was the only downfall, but, and half the time half the time the internet didn't always work either.
Now I'm just wondering, are there any homes with a landline anymore?
I can't speak for everyone, but our family, we don't use a landline anymore. We haven't had one for like 10 years now, at least.
There is no landline in our house.
We did make sure we had a very good service, though, because we do live out in the country, so you have to have, and even then, it doesn't always work. Like, even our internet will go off from time to time, so. I also didn't like the dial-up because it made this noise that hurt my ears.
Oh.
DJ, you can't be older than me. I'm 42. Unless you're somebody like somebody, a few others I know.
DJ is my age. He is my age.
Don't complain, mister. You can still, there are things I wish I could do at your age.
Yes. Oh my gosh, we just realized we are both approaching 30.
Yeah, my youngest brother is 31, okay? So, yeah, don't talk. Because it was just one day in my mid-30s that I suddenly was done stuff. I was like, I think I did something wrong. Why is this happening? I shouldn't be feeling this way. So, yeah.
Ain't age grand?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I won't get mad at you as much, okay? So, you're still an 80s baby, so I'm fine. I'm still looking at Zion. I won't chew you out as much.
Oh yeah, most of my audience is 2000s babies.
I'm old enough to be their mother.
I'm old enough to be their aunt.
Yeah, well, I am an aunt.
Yeah, because suddenly I remember my nephew turned 22 recently. That's fun.
Yeah, well, my youngest brother, he was a teen when he became an uncle, so, yeah.
I was 7 when I became an aunt.
I don't feel bad. That's still nothing compared to some of my mom's first cousins. My mom's oldest first cousin, he was already in his 20s when his youngest sibling was born.
Oh.
That was a shocker, though. That one's not planned. It just happened.
Yeah, None of my younger siblings were planned. I don't think any of my siblings were planned.
Well, I mean, I wasn't planned. The only one who was planned was my youngest brother.
Wait, what does this have to do with magical girl stuff?
I know, we got off topic. I'm sorry. I'm blaming DJ. They're talking about, I think because we got the subject of
the
90s and 2000s.
We love you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay.
Y'all are
I could go on a tip.
I should. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's why I'm here. Okay, well, good. Let's get back on topic.
Yes.
But, well, let me... I couldn't tell you how I got into Wedding Peach. I just know I did. I found out about it somehow. And I think what it was is I was browsing, I don't know which store it was, but I was looking through different types of anime and I came across the first volume. I was like, oh, this looks interesting. You know, they always give a description. What's it about? I was like, this looks like right up my alley. A lot of people will criticize certain magical anime of following the Sailor Moon style, you know? Compare. That happened a lot with certain magical girl anime during the 2000s. It got compared to Sailor Moon. This was one of them.
I'm just double checking. The name looks familiar, but no, it was not written by Naoko Takeuchi.
No, I can't remember who created Wedding Peach. I end up enjoying
by Sukehiro Tomita and illustrated by Nao Yazawa.
Yeah, I just remember really enjoying it, and it was fun. It was cute. Yeah, I followed the Sailor Moon formula a lot, actually. Like I could even follow the trope of lovers become enemies at one point. Mm-hmm. So, but I really still enjoyed it. I like seeing it, and I like the fact that they used weddings as a trope. And this is around the time, like, one of the career fields I did become interested in the 2000s was weddings in general, because I had been going to a lot during this time period. I'm still going to weddings. I have a huge family, but so I had that interest, like, so it was. I really enjoyed it. Oh
yeah, you came up with an idea for mine and Voice's wedding for when we get around to it.
Oh yeah. You remember that I showed you that I created you remember how I created the
Yes, I do.
You remember when I created the zodiac wedding stuff?
Yes, I do. Oh, here's where I got the confusion from. I was thinking of a different fruit. Naoko Takeuchi was responsible for the Cherry Project, figure skating manga.
I don't think I've heard that one. I know there's not I haven't heard of every single magical girl genre out there.
That is true, and I don't think the Cherry Project is a magical girl thing. It's just shoujo manga.
Well, shoujo's still good. I mean, my favorite mangaka is Yu Watase. Mm-hmm. I love her works. But yeah. Oh, thank you, Zion. He's leaving.
Aw, have a good night, Zion.
I hope I got your pronouns right. I hope I got the pronouns right.
Yes, pronounce he, him.
Okay, good. I find I have to be careful about that.
No problem.
I'm glad I got it right.
You're trying your best.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Zaya, for subscribing to my YouTube channel.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so, but, yeah. What? So, it was also around that time I got into pre-tier. I also think, like, pre-tier flipped the script, but one thing I loved about one thing I also like, one thing I enjoyed about Pre-Tier is that uh, it was the fact that it felt like it borrowed heavily from a certain from a fairy tale. It borrowed aspects from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. That's why there's like you got the main character who's the Pre-Tier, and she's surrounded by 7 guys. Their ages range. There's like three little boys who are adorable, and then you got the older ones.
I see.
But I'm glad it didn't fully go all the way, cause the main character, her father is a writer, and he ends up she lost her mom at a young age, and he remarries somebody wealthy. And so she gets 2 stepsisters along the way. And what I like about the anime is it keeps the stepmother nice. I mean, sure, she's stern, but they don't make her into the villain. Aww. They do in the manga, and I did not like that. What they end up doing, who they make the main antagonist is it kind of flipped the script a little bit. I like that they did that. I was like, it makes it a little too predictable when you follow
a wicked stepmother.
Yeah, I'm like, and that's not always the case. I don't like when they portray step families in a negative light. I'm only saying this from personal experience, though. My dad's grandparents, my dad's parents divorced and remarried, so he has step siblings. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, and so I always brag saying I had three grandfathers and 3 grandmothers. So, and for me, step is a word. So I always like it when they show step families in a positive light, you know? I don't like it when they show them negatively. Mm-hmm. Not in the modern era, at least. Right. I can forgive it if it's so.
Yes, although some of us do have terrible step family experiences. There are people who sneak into well-off families. Yeah, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I don't want to see my personal experience on the page all the time or on screen all the time. I want to see people who have it better off than me.
Oh yeah, me too. That's why I use these things. I got into I think the reason why I got into Magical Girls so easily is because of that the positivity that comes from it. Because I'm it's actually why certain things I can't handle because it reminds me of life too much. So I like my happy ever after. Gosh dang it! I like it when I see the good guys win. I like that. Yes, is it realistic? No, not really. But do I care? Nope. No. Sure, make them struggle, make them earn that happy ending, but I want that happy ending.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So also kind of why in regards to Madoka Magica, I did see the anime. It's awesome. It did, but I love that ending. I like that even though Madoka sacrificed it all, I hated how the movie basically took that and redid everything she did. Because I did watch the movie, I forget what the movie was, and I hated the ending. I'm like, why? Why are you doing that? So I stopped watching the franchise altogether. Because that ending pissed me off. Mm-hmm. I can handle sad endings as long as they're justified, you know? And I felt the ending to Madoka Magica was justified. So, because what she did was a noble cause. But overall, I still prefer my happy endings. I feel like I'm the only one who wasn't shocked, though, by episode 3. I saw episode 3, I was like, oh, that came out of nowhere. I think it's because I was already been seeing different stuff like that. I've already seen stuff like that similar, whether it was from like Magic Knight Ray Earth or Princess Tutu, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, this is the first time the magical girl genre has gotten effed up, okay? It's not the first time.
Mm-hmm. Madoka Magica, like people like to say, oh, Madoka Magica was the first to actually deconstruct. No.
No. No. It's not.
Madoka Magica is the Sailor Moon what Magic Knight Ray Earth is to Cutie Honey.
Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. It's already been deconstructed a few times. I think it was how they deconstructed why it's stuck in people's mind. Because that was it got very dark quickly. I'll give them that. It went from cute to dark fast. I do think Princess Tutu had a build up to it.
Yes.
But it was a very cut and dry. I think that's why the shock was successful, honestly. So it didn't shock me as much because I already mentioned Danganronpa. I was like
yes. By the way, yeah. There is just, if you're a Princess Tutu fan, you are probably aware of the AMV Hol Ormnig from Best Action and Best of Show winner of Anime Boston Anime Music Video Contest of 2006. So if you're a Princess Tutu fan, you know the music video I'm talking about.
Probably know which one you're talking about too. I'm just horrible with names. I need visuals and music.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, this music video is going to be turning 20 next year.
What was the name of it again?
Hol Omnig. Translated from Swedish, Hold Me Now.
Let me see here.
And just uploaded it to the channel.
Oh, yikes, I pressed the wrong button. At least I didn't do anything. Let's see. I'm not actually going to watch it, but yeah. Let me see here.
That song has also become one of my favorite songs. I actually bought it.
Oh, yeah, I have seen this one. I'm just looking at the visuals. Because I have things on mute at the moment, so.
Fair enough. So what have we learned today? Anime has pretty much built us and damaged us at the same time.
But hey, we keep coming back for more.
I'll drink to that. Except, no, not really. I don't drink.
I actually can't drink. I'm on medication, certain medication, so I can't drink. But that's probably a good thing. I was never a huge fan of alcohol to begin with, so it wasn't a huge loss. You should, so yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop before I go off topic again.
Valid.
But, yeah, so, yeah, I have seen this AMV. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Of course, there's a lot of good AMVs. I actually found out about another magical girl show through an AMV. Yeah, let's see if I can pronounce. Here we go. Let's see if I can pronounce it. It's a mouthful. It's called Fushigi Boshi no Futago Hime. It's basically about twins. twin sisters who.
Fushigi,
Yeah.
Yoshi. Ah,
Yeah. Shiji bo oshi no futogo hime. Eh. It, it's stupid fun, if you ask me. It's cute and it's stupid fun.
Twin Princess of Wonder Planet. That's the English translation.
Yeah, yeah.
Not twin princesses, twin princess.
But I found out about it through AMVs. That's how like, at one point during the mid 2000s, that's how I found out about more anime, was through AMVs in general.
Nowadays, we are
'Cause you.
spoiled with Anime America.
Oh, I love Anime America. I found them during, like, I found Anime America around like a year before I joined the Brony fandom.
2016 for me, it was the top 10 anime tropes you wish would die in a fire.
Well, I found out about it when they were still back in the day doing their, like, they used to do these verses things between husbandos and waifus.
Oh.
That's how I found out about them. I couldn't admit it. I'm glad Robin is still keeping the channel going, but I kind of miss it when there was more of them.
I miss it. I miss when there was more of them too. But but I do like Robin. I'm glad she's been there for as long as she has.
Yeah, and she's still at it, so I really appreciate all that she does still.
Yeah.
And I'm glad she finally got to go to Japan. I think we all want to go to Japan at some point.
Guess plurals don't exist. I guess it was probably just a bad translation.
Yeah, more than likely. Yeah. Yeah.
I found about Anime America through top 10 anime pro tags. Okay.
Mm-hmm. My favorite, but it was. I always loved her reactions to when Crystal was uploading, because you know how Robin really liked Prince Demondo.
Oh, yes.
Because you know in the anime, in the manga, he kisses her, and she's like, they better put that scene in there.
Yes.
And she was happy. She's like, okay, I'm happy now. That was hilarious. I thought of her when I saw that scene. I was like, yep, there's your forced kiss. Are you happy now, Robin?
Yes.
She still says that's still her favorite anime, and I know, yeah, it takes a lot. Once you say something is your favorite, it takes a lot for something to throw that, you know? Because everything just clicks for you. And it's always very personal. It always is. I think it always is. Whenever you have a favorite something, it's because of how personal it is to you.
Mm-hmm. The happy brain juice is on overdrive with our faves.
Yeah, so, it was nice to see another Mooney, because I think being a Mooney definitely, it's like we don't pop up, and whenever we do, we pop up in force.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Yeah, so, okay, I got a question for you now,
Yes.
Venus. Just curious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do you think is, do you have a funniest moment from Sailor Moon? It could be from any adaptation, all that.
Ooh, I need to really think about this one.
You can name more than one.
Let's.
Because Sailor Moon is very funny. I love the humor from it.
The live action series has plenty of funny moments. let's see. I am trying to think of. I'm gonna say.
You want me to tell you mine while you're thinking about it?
Sure.
Well, mine is from I'm now, because I don't know why this got cut from the original English dub. It would have had me in tears. But from the original anime, when you find out who Chibi Usa is, Mars' reaction. It's like, when did this happen? Like, and it's like, it's pretty obvious how this happened,
Oh yeah.
Saw that on the internet one day, and I was laughing my head off.
Yeah.
I was like, we were robbed of this hilarious moment, and it's still one of the funniest anime moments for me in general. Because it made me laugh out loud so much, and it always makes me, and I always cry laugh, it makes me laugh that hard. Because it was hilarious. Because I did notice that in the original anime when that was discovered, I was gagged, but I was like, hey, why didn't Mars comment? Where was Mars' reaction?
and then in the original dub, you get her reaction.
I know, and the
dub Jupiter calling her, saying that she should be Snow White because she has the biggest boobs, and then the original English dub changes to she had the most talent, and that's how we got turning, and that's how we started calling big boob girls very talented.
I forgot about that one.
Also, the boing sound effect in the OG English dub. When she next brings it up.
Oh boy.
It didn't hit as hard when we got the new anime dub. However, it was still funny seeing Sailor Jupiter say, I should be Snow White because I have the biggest boobs.
I can't remember who actually became Snow White. I know it wasn't Serena.
No, it was the original character Do Not Steal.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I thought my funniest moment from the live action series. It was from episode 8. I'm gonna do a spoiler right now. In the live action series, Sailor Venus is actually an idol. She doesn't dream of being an idol. She is one, and so episode 8, there is a contest to meet her by dressing up as her mascot, a cute little unicorn creature. So Usagi decides to actually study. And when she's finished, she gets into her costume. Enter Mom. She thinks Usagi is doing this because she is super stressed about studying. Okay, you don't have to study anymore. Please stop neighing. And then that just causes Usagi to just neigh more in excitement. Because, yay, I don't have to study anymore!
One episode that really made me... I will, like I said, I do think the original anime handled the humor better. But one episode I remember was from Super S. It was when Diana's introduced, and poor Artemis. Luna thinks he's cheating on her.
Aww.
And what really got me was in the end when Diana shows up and calls Artemis Papa, and Luna's like, "Who are you cheated on?" It's all that, and then she calls Diana, Mama. And then Diana calls Luna Mama too. He calls me mama.
Aww.
Yeah, that was always that also did catch me off guard. I was like, oh, they do get to, ooh.
Although, to be fair, either way, that was very sweet. Like, she called me mama.
Yeah, I mean, every time I like, as a rule, every time Chibiusa did call Usagi her mom, it always made me go, oh.
Yeah. Which is why
So
I don't really like the constant bickering between the pair in Sailor Moon Super S.
It happened throughout the whole. That's the other thing I liked about the Crystal. They made that a lot better. I was like,
yes.
Thank you.
The
Thank
original
you.
anime may have been better with the humor, but Sailor Moon Crystal was better with the character development.
Yeah, so because and it was only in the original anime. It only felt like a few times she took Usagi and Mamoru's relationship seriously. She's like it was like it's like, oh yeah, they need to get together so I can be born. I was like, no, duh, that's your parents. Of course you don't want to interfere with that.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, going back to Robin, seeing a kiss in season 2 of Sailor Moon Crystal anime. Holy oh, black lady kissing Tuxedo Mask.
Yeah, no, I'm glad they took that away. I was like, no.
Girl, that's your daddy. That is your daddy, and not in the bedroom sense. The legit he is your father sense.
Yeah.
Electra Complex, where are you?
Mm-hmm. Thank God thank God. I was like, yeah.
It was cut out of the original animes, but it put it back in Sailor Moon Crystal.
Mm-hmm. Great. I did, and sometimes I did. I am glad that. I mean, there were some good moments between Usagi and Chibiusa in the original anime. Like I did in Super S movie when Chibi Moon cries out to Usagi as Mama, that got to me. I was like, oh my gosh, you remember, that's your mother, for crying out loud. Sure, she's a teenager at the time, but it's like, oh, thank God.
Yes.
And you see Usagi's determination to save her no matter what. That's one thing I noticed about the 3 movies. They focus on 3 of the most important relationships in Usagi's life, basically. Because R had her and Mamoru. Mm-hmm. S had her and Luna's relationship on full display. And Super S was all about her and Chibiusa. So.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So.
By the way, do you remember when apparently a smaller moon next to our moon was discovered and people insisted we call it Small Lady?
I didn't know about that. That's cool, though.
Hang on, let me look it up. Small Lady. I hope that was not a fever dream I came up with.
I know there have been times people thought they discovered something new in our space, but yeah. So I do like how the other reason why I really want to. My favorite arc in the manga is actually the Dreams arc of that, because my second favorite ship is with Chibiusa and Helios. I think their relationship is adorable. I
Aw.
know she's still a young kid, but I found it particularly sweet, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's hilarious how I know some people like to ship Chibiusa with Hotaru. Ooh,
Hotarus, yeah.
yeah, and I don't blame them. But it was hilarious when we did the Brony reaction. We did continue it on season season three. It was on a different channel. It wasn't on Sweetie Bloom's channel.
Right.
It was on Postscript's channel.
I think
And
I remember. I
Post,
think I remember that.
yeah, oh yeah, you were in there. I think you actually were in there.
Mm-hmm.
A few reactions,
Yes.
but
I remember
uh-huh.
Sweetie Bloom and I reacting to the Sailor Moon live action series concert.
Oh, nice. But yeah, but he was going on. They do say they love each other, but me and Sweetie were both like, I think they're really great friends. Of course, you can love your friends too. So I kind of burned it into postscript saying, now we're gonna get the true Chibi Moon ship.
Oh.
It was a little mean. I was like, I'll admit that. But like I said, I'll tease guys. I just don't tease girls.
Right. I'm kind of sad that we never got to react as a group to Sailor Moon.
Yeah, well, Sweetie Bloom did react to the Turtle movies. I just like she and I don't talk as much, so I didn't get invited to that reaction. And
Same.
because yeah, so because I know Silver Quill was a part of that reaction. I want to say Anthony C was another. I think.
Yeah.
So I think she plans.
I think we had a falling out in 2019, so that's why I wasn't brought back.
Me and her, we just don't talk as much. I still like say things on her Twitter account, but yeah, a lot of these guys, I'm just it's totally separate note. I won't bring it up again. It's just hard for me to keep in contact with people over time. I think it's because to my upbringing. I'm a military brat. Yeah, I used to be used to moving around a lot, so I was used to cutting ties. And so once I went through something,
mood.
yeah. So it's actually why like one of the MLP episodes, one of the Starlight episodes, I was like, oh, this is hitting close to home because you fear about reconnecting. It was the pre-up to the season 6 finale when she was trying to reconnect. So yeah, that one hit me hard. So, but yeah, anyway, so yeah. But those were definitely good times, like seeing them freaked out over super Chibi Moon.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was hilarious, especially since I saw Super Chibi Moon in the oh my gosh, the beginning song, the intro. I did see her, and I'm surprised they didn't see her. But it made the surprise all the more welcoming. Of course, in the next episode, when Sailor Saturn appears, I had my fangirl moment.
Yeah.
I was glad my parents were home that day, needless to say. My brother was home, and he just, starts laughing at me. Like, what is going on?
I'm just glad I don't live with my parents anymore. Now the only one who gets to hear me geeking out all the time is Voice.
I'm sure he's used to it by now.
Yes, he is very much used to it.
Here's a question. I know you love your cats. Did you like cats because of Sailor Moon?
No, I think I just always loved cats.
Oh, okay. I was just curious. That thought just popped up in my mind.
It is
I grew the
assumption to make.
Yeah.
Kitties are precious.
Yeah, they are. My family never owned a cat just because my dad's allergic to them.
Oh.
around cats, though. We got a couple cats that lives underneath our house.
Aww.
House, and they get rid of the pest, and we feed them.
They are very good.
Unfortunately, they're starting to. Yeah, so I will say though, I got used to Luna's original VA voice. That when I started hearing different versions of it, it was jarring for me. I was like, "Whoa, I'm not used to that."
You're hearing Luna with a British accent.
Yeah. And she was great too. It was a very unique voice.
Yes.
I think that's why it was so jarring. Oh, I actually got to meet at one of my cons. I actually got to meet the current English VA of Sailor Moon. Oh my gosh, I can't think of her name. That's awful.
Stephanie something.
Stephanie Shea. Yeah,
Stephanie Shea.
I got to meet her, so I made fan art of characters I was familiar with. Like, she's done a lot of voices. Of course, a lot of people, if they don't know she voices Sailor Moon, they know she voiced the character in Naruto. But she's also voiced a lot. Like, of course, she voiced one of the characters in Danganronpa. Who's the nurse?
Mikan?
Yeah, she voices Mikan. But anyway, I drew a fan art piece, and
let me double check.
and she signed it, and I got a picture with her. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I was able to get a picture of her, but I lost that picture. I'm so mad at myself. But she is. I already thought I was short at 5'3". She's like less than 5 foot, but she's so nice. Yeah, so it was awesome getting to meet her. I also got to meet Chris. Was it? I think it was Christina V. She voices Haruka.
Yes. Oh, she also voiced Sailor Mars. Christina.
Oh wait! No! That's not. Erica Mendez.
That's Sailor Mars.
Yeah, I always get Erica Mendez and Christina V mixed up for some reason. It was Erica Mendez that I met.
Okay.
I wasn't able to talk to her as long because I was in a very long line at the time. But she's real nice too. She liked my fan art piece. So yeah. Yeah. But I got for Stephanie Shea. I knew she was going to be a big guest. She voiced some pretty big characters, So I got in line early. I was I got in line the earliest I could get in line for it because they did have time. They didn't want you to be in line too early, so I got as soon as I was allowed to get in line, I got in line, which was like a little over 30 minutes out. That's how the con handled that kind of thing, though. So, so yeah, I was one of the first people to meet her. So I was worth the wait. Worth. Mm-hmm. Have you ever got to meet any VAs?
Rebecca Soy Shay.
Cool.
I think it was just Rebecca Soy Shay. No, I did also meet. Dang it, I keep forgetting her name. She voiced a character in one of my favorite shows growing up as a kid. Let me just look up the show. I keep forgetting her name. She voiced Sapphire in the Trolls series. Alexandra Carter. Yes, that was her.
Oh. Mm-hmm. I was just trying to think of, okay, have I met any Sailor Moon VAs? Yes, I have. Stephanie Shea, the big one. But I would love to meet the original VA of Sailor Moon, though, but I don't know if she does this kind of thing. I think it's Terry Hawks. I know she voiced her at one point, but I don't know if she's the original one.
Okay.
But, yeah, so I will say this. One of the things I definitely want to do if I ever. I say if I want to turn, yes, I will go. But if I ever make it to Japan, I'm definitely going to see something Sailor Moon related.
Yes.
I'm like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm going to do that. That has to be on my itinerary somewhere.
I definitely want to do something Sailor Moon related if we ever ended up in Japan.
So, I mean, they're going to have it, too. I mean, it's just as popular over there in Japan as it is here. So that's the good thing.
Probably even more popular in Japan.
Oh, yeah. Well, that isn't always the case. I find out that some animes over here that are popular, you think are popular in Japan, and they're not.
Oh.
So, because I think one example is, I never saw this. I've heard of it, of course. I don't think Cowboy Bebop is as popular in Japan as it is over here.
Huh. Interesting.
I could be wrong, though, of course. But yeah. But, oh wow, I have enough. I could talk for 2 people. If it's on a subject I enjoy, this is definitely one of those subjects.
Yes. Although, frankly, we probably should be wrapping up.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was definitely a fun topic to talk about. I like it when I get to contribute to the conversation. I like it when I get to contribute to the conversation, but I also like it when I can just sit back and let the other person do all the talking.
Oh yeah. I mean, it gets lonely when I've been in calls where people are talking about something and I like listening in, but I'm like, I can't contribute either. And so it's a little sad when I can't.
Excuse me.
But I don't think there is as much magical girl stuff anymore. I think it definitely started to wane during the 2010s after Madoka Magica. They did a few other things, but I'm not able to watch as much anime as I used to either. Either because it's all streaming or it's all paid prescription, and I can't afford that.
Oh.
I'm like, Crunchyroll, what happened to you, man? You used to be able to watch all that stuff on you, and I do refuse to go onto pirate websites anymore. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that to the original creators who worked hard on it.
Oh.
Lord knows they don't get enough breaks as it is. So yeah. Well, I'm glad you had on me on here. If you ever want me to show up again for something, just ask me.
Sure. Any words to wrap this up? I'm sorry.
Oh, well, I had fun. It was nice to talk about Sailor Moon again. I don't always get the chance to talk about it, because I'm also glad we got to talk like this. I know, I'm sorry for not talking to you as much.
Okay.
I'm glad I joined your service. That's why I joined your service. Try to talk more, but I'm still an introvert too.
Fair enough. So, before we wrap up, where can they find you?
Well, I still do a little bit of art every now and then. Nothing. Right now, I'm into my visual novel phase, so I've been drawing a lot of OCs.
You've been drawing a lot of OCs?
Yeah, so you can still find me on DeviantArt. Yes, I still use that. Shocker.
God.
It's Pristine 1281, and you can also find me on Twitter. Oh, my brain went blank.
Call it X.
It sounds nicer that way anyway. Tweety birds. Okay, yeah, my Twitter account is also Pristine1281. I do have a YouTube account, but I haven't done anything that in like almost 10 years now.
Ah, yes,
You can watch all my old cringy stuff on there.
yes. Ah,
But yeah,
all right then.
yeah. So yeah, but yeah, that's it. Those are the only places I. Those are well. I am active on Facebook, but I keep that private for family.
Yes. Like I don't see why people promote their Facebooks.
Hmm. Yeah,
There's no reason for us to promote personal Facebook accounts. Like that's
yeah,
just for friends only.
yeah. So, but yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm more active on Twitter than I am DeviantArt, though. I still like drawing. It's ingrained in me.
Yes. In that case, I I think this is a good place to end things. Thank you so much for coming over.
You're welcome. I'm glad to talk like this. And maybe next time we can talk musicals.
Oh yes. Anyway, I am the Sega Sister, and I will see you next time where we take a look at the final chapter of the final season of the Danganronpa Killing School campaign.